Welcome everybody to Make HOAG Money. What day is today? The Wednesday edition, 2 o'clock edition. Glad to see everybody here. We are looking forward to seeing if we can make some money today. Got a few folks here on YouTube as well. Looking forward to seeing what we got going on. A couple of business things to take care of first. CFTC disclaimer. Everything we do here is for educational purposes only. We're not suggesting the purchase or sale of any of these products. As a matter of fact, I'm not suggesting any of them. You guys are. Looking forward to seeing what you've got for us. Past performance is, of course, not necessarily indicative of future results. This is a live account. Hypothetical or simulated performance does have certain limitations. Most of all, there is no rules, no consequence, and no accountabilities. It's one of the things I love about the trading combine is you're going to feel a little bit of that skin in the game. My name is John Hoagland, and this is Make HOAG Money. Some basic rules. We do expect kindness and respect above everything. There are many different opinions as far as markets are concerned, and of course, that's what makes them so good. We're going to get a couple of people, hopefully, to enable to talk. All are going to be involved in the decision making in the Zoom meeting. Context is, of course, going to be helpful. We're going to use the chat room to discuss trades in both YouTube and on the Zoom meeting. We're going to use the polling system in Zoom to vote for the trades. We're going to focus on the E-mini S&Ps, at least only for now. We're going to only trade if we see an opportunity. We're not going to trade just to trade. Of course, we're not going to be taking any losing trades, which is, of course, a joke. We all know that losing trades are part of trading. And feedback on Make HOAG Money is, of course, vital to its consistent improvement and continuation. If you got ideas you want to try, email me, jhoagland@topstep.com, JHOAGLAND @topstep.com. Let's get ready to trade if there's something that we've got going on. So if you remember, last Monday, market was trading up here. We took a short and made a little bit of money. So kind of a similar situation here. We've got the market hanging at the low of the session. We should have a pretty good idea of context. We've got the market attempting to continue a move to the upside, struggling a little bit with us today. We had some news come out as far as housing. Housing, I think, came out a little bit better. We're getting a bit of a pullback here. A couple of things in the profiles that I wanted to point out. We had a late spike yesterday. We opened below the late spike, which should indicate eventual rejection of higher pricing. We did not reject higher pricing until later on in the session. We've left excess at the high here. We've rotated all the way back to the low, where we have a relatively weak low. The low from today's session takes us right back to this low here. We have excess yesterday below that level. This is going to be a pivotal level. What are we going to do? Good afternoon, everybody. Steve, Vince, Ben, Caesar, Julian. Good to see everybody. Hello on YouTube, JD Royalty, George, Rusty Golfer, David DA, close to hitting my daily loss, but didn't. Good. Backed away from the computer. Better telling myself to walk away sooner. Next time, do that. Let's do this, Jimmy and Matthew Donovan. So here we are. We are testing our regular trading hour session low. We're testing what I view as a weak low. I'm sure our good friend Ben would agree this is not a strong low here for the day based on the low of B period here yesterday. What are we thinking about doing? Who's going to talk? Anybody? Bueller? Hi, Michael. Ben is saying, well, we just take 80% rule to the downside. Might get some range extension to the downside, but potential back in on the value area low or the IB low. Jordan says, taking a long here seems interesting, but that 3820 level seems like a vacuum if we break low or below yesterday's low or overnight low down here. DA says maybe a buy on YouTube. Michael's looking long from 38.41. Ben, you don't have to ask. Just raise your hand. I got you. Here you go.
Okay, hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, it's okay. I haven't had the greatest day. Actually, I haven't had the greatest couple of days, but
Ah,
I think it's partly because I'm sick. But I tend to function better when I'm here.
of course. When we're all 100%, we all do, right?
Yeah. I have something that may inform one of these ideas here. I don't know. Don't take it from me. I haven't been doing too well, but I think it's more not the ideas. It's just been my execution, and then I kind of get sideways in my thinking in the heat. But anyway, I'll share here real quick.
Okay. One thing I was asking you was, we just tagged the 80% rule to the downside. Where are you seeing that?
Well, I could probably show you better.
Okay.
Okay, let me tell me when you got it.
Gotcha.
All right, so here's
Well, actually, we don't have your screen yet. I see you.
oh, okay.
And you are a handsome man.
Oh, thank you. That picture's a couple years old. Not very many years, but just a couple. I should probably I avoid the camera a lot. So okay. You have it now?
Yep.
Okay.
I
So
see. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
all right, so this is the grayer letters. I mean, it's probably not that contrasting on your monitors or
That's
phones or whatever, but this
regular
is
yesterday.
gray is yesterday's value area, and the white line marks it. So at 35.50, that's a volume value area, but it is the correct hours. So, or at least the hours we're using. And that's close enough for me to call it because again, we did come out before we did it, but we have had two TPOs open inside. But like I kind of am not of the mind. I used to be very legalistic about it. You couldn't come out of it at all. I'm not so much anymore. But just basically the move to the other side of balance. We've been one-time framing down. Got another distribution here. Yeah, you're right. I thought we had a weak low based on the overnight point of control right here, and the open was right here, just like yesterday's was, and we've got a floor low in yesterday's overnight, and then this is a weak low. So I wish I would have. Well, that's another thing. But anyway, so I want to show you something here on the weekly chart. So this is a weekly profile, and this is a merged profile, but this is just this week, the one to the right. And let me just get rid of this here. Right here, you can see we've had that big A move up, and that's right around 30, 32, the 34 area. So L period is right here. It came down to here, 35. So, this seems like a good place to get some rejection because it's like a big tail.
Yeah.
On the weekly. Now let me look back here to see what it looks like down here. Yeah, right here. So like here's that A period. So if we got some IB extension here, and here's the overnight volume value area low. I mean, these are just references I like to look at, but they're right here. Will there be a big move to take out these swing lows in the overnight, like kind of the firecracker thing, and then it come up and this blue line's the S1? I don't know. I just think that any one of these, like whether it's the overnight low, overnight value area low, the IB low, the open, or the overnight. Well, no, I'm thinking the value area low. I skipped the value area low, or this. Depending on how much or how anxious we are to do it, any one of these could be a back end. once it comes through. But right now, I really feel like we are going to roll over, have
A range extension.
yeah, neutral day. I'm going to be wrong, but it just feels like it.
Oh, I
Anyway, that's all
see.
I want to share.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Sure.
And all right.
But and then the thought is, I mean, if we believe in it enough, is there a place to get short with minimal risk to try it to the downside? You know, we do have a L period high and singles above it in the K period. That might be something to think about, or the overnight value area high. I don't know. Just again, if we think it's going to go through, maybe to short into it.
Yeah. Um,
I'd be interested to know if anybody else has like areas or levels for shorts or things like that, because
I'm going to invite a good friend of mine in here. He's really good at finding trade locations.
this would be where I like start to believe in the idea and then get in too early or get in a bad spot because I'm impatient. It's sort of what's been going on with me a lot lately.
Let's see if he comes in. Vince, I'm calling you up. Let's see if he comes in. I know sometimes he has trouble with audio. You may have to come back areas. Mr. Vince.
Hey, good afternoon, guys.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
All right. A little under the weather, but
Yeah, I got both of you. Both of you guys are under the
yeah,
weather.
something going around again.
Wow, you guys are probably hundreds of miles apart, and you got it from each other. So,
Yeah, so
what do we
I
think?
tried to get long.
Yeah,
Yeah, I missed it by a tick. Went up about 5 points, coming back down here now.
just because
mean,
it's
it's
cheap,
cheap.
right?
Just because it's cheap.
All right, let's see if we can get an agreement on this. Do we want to take a long
Week
against this
lows.
low just because it's cheap? Matthew says the market is resisting going lower. I was away from the market most of the day. Any reason for the sell-off? Any news? I didn't see any real news other than no. I wouldn't call that any news for us. Canada lowered their interest rates by 25 basis points today. Maybe we just got too long. 51% participation. We've got 64% saying yes. So I'm going for this low volume this volume shoulder here. Let's go with
Are you shorting it or going long?
long.
Would you be upset if I was contrary to that?
No. As a matter of fact.
I'm thinking a low risk thing. As I put a resting order under the overnight value area high, it's coming towards it now.
I hope you win.
And just risk like 5 ticks the L high. Well, maybe 6 plus 1 tick.
So what I've got cooked up here is we're going to see if we can't get another shot at a long down here. We may have missed it. I don't know. Maybe we come down here and we rip through the IB low, but I've got a stop to sell 2 down below the IB low that we can use a time stop. If it doesn't go for us right away, we just get out.
Okay, I got filled at 43 half short.
Nice. Ben, we should do this like all day for you because you always win.
No, I don't always win. Maybe I'm winning when I'm on Zoom, but that's why I like to say what I'm going to do beforehand. It's always easy to say what you did and how you did, but like I like to say what I'm going to do so people know if I got filled or not and whether it worked out or not for real. But yeah, when I'm here by myself, sometimes I don't win. I'm here to tell you. Excuse me, I've got a chest cold here.
Usually, you with us, you do.
Well, I think a lot of my brain kicks in a little more. I feel like people are watching. you know. When I'm by myself, I maybe not all my cylinders are firing quite the way they do. Could come back at me. I'd almost want to reverse, you know, if it comes back up that L high and then because that was an open drive to L period.
Right here.
Yeah, it might take off once it does that. So if
38.45 quarter.
it might be not bad to get stopped in, and as it closes those single prints.
So you're saying it for what, 38.45 half? Stop in for a long?
Well, actually, I think I'm too tight. I'm at 45.75. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna hang in there for now.
Hang tough.
Yeah.
We can put on the Jeopardy music if you like.
That just stressed me out more. That suspenseful music.
Matthew is saying, wait a minute. Joe actually in YouTube is asking, can we say the upside auction is ended and the new downside auction has started? Ben.
Yes, sir.
Thoughts?
He asked, is the
upside auction ended? I think it did well. First off, time frame.
Yeah, that's what I would wonder.
Time frame? No, the upside auction has not ended. We are overlapping to higher. We have a higher low. We have a higher high. So since this low, we're one time framing higher on the day time frame. 30-minute. Here's our overlapping to higher range. We have excess. We had excess. We took that out. But again, here's our low, our high from yesterday, our low from high yesterday. Value remains outside but higher. So context-wise, I would say the upside auction is still in play.
Well, they got me, but stopped me in too. No, they didn't. I lucked out at first. It went one tick above, and then it came back. They did one more tick so far. So it got me in. So it's chopped up.
So Matthew Donovan is saying a positive test of 38.53 would indicate a long 53. Is that, well, here's point of control is all the way up here. It's just about halfway. You're looking good.
Just hit target, my original target there. I missed my long by one tick though.
Is this for real? Is this low volume node real? No. Something missing there. Here it is on T4. Is there a way to refresh without logging out? Michael? Something I don't know about. So really, yeah, not that I know, me either. So I was really kind of thinking that we wanted to look for that short down there because it was cheap, but that's all right. We got time. Maybe I just get a new chart. Maybe that'll be it. No, now we're missing here. Yes.
Maybe it's because the MES.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
probably
it was,
why.
A little thinner or something.
But the other one was even screwed up. F5 for refresh. Look at that. Hey, I learn something new every day. Thanks. Alex Sanders. In for the save. All right. He's our guy today. Ah, man, now we're kind of stuck here. Matthew Donovan. Buy signals on the 1 minute chart, but not the 15. What are you doing looking at a 1 minute chart for? Don't you know that that's the chart that's going to give me a heart attack?
Can I ask your advice on something?
Sure.
So I got stopped in and I was talking about, we'll close those single prints. But before that, I had a loss. So now I want more for it, right? So we closed the single prints. So I didn't take profit. I put my stop up higher. And it's just been tooling around right in that little area.
Uh-huh.
Should I, now it's coming back at me. Should I, you think I should wait or should I get out if it happens to come back up there to 47.5 or 47.75? I may get stopped first though. Excuse me.
Well, let's ask. Relaunch poll, relaunch. 1 for fish, 2 for cut bait. 1, stick in it, see if it goes. 2, cut bait.
There you go. I haven't heard that phrase in a while.
If I tell you what to do, you should do the opposite.
That's what I'm feeling about myself right now.
I've had a Costanza kind of day. 35% participation. Let's look for 40% participation, and we'll see what happens. A couple more folks.
Getting close to taking me out.
So 42%, 58 say stick with it.
Well, I would, but I just got stopped
Now
out.
we're out. That's all right.
So this is an example of getting chopped up. Worked my way short, didn't get out for a profit. Then I went long, didn't get out for a profit. And both times got stopped out,
Well, we're coming into the final half hour here in about 6 minutes. We're gonna find out who the winners are and who the losers are here coming up soon.
A lot of sellers in there hitting the bid, though.
Is that right? 21,000 negative delta? Holy shnikes, that's a lot of sellers hitting the bed. It started right off the high. If those are all short time frame shorts and they've been unable to take out the low.
Yeah.
And
You're thinking long?
yeah, I want to see what the time change brings. You want to see what happens at 2:30, which could cost us in trade location. Michael D is saying point of control, volume, point of control, far away.
Yeah.
Reversion to the mean. We did just bring value and the point of control from volume point of control down here just this second. So the value area just moved down here. Volume value area just moved from all the way up here. We're starting to build some volume down here. Minus 21.9, minus 22,000 and delta. For those of you that aren't familiar with delta, this negative number down here tells us how many more contracts traded on the offer minus the number of contracts that traded on the bid. So we can say that through the regular trading hour session today, almost 22,000 contracts more have traded on the bid. In other words, using market orders to hit the bid. The more aggressive traders have sellers. But if they're unable to continue price moving to the downside, they're going to end up too short. So I think we get an opportunity to look for a long down here. It's worthwhile, and if the sellers win, we catch the break below the initial balance and see if we get some momentum, but if not, we just take a small loss. I'm okay with taking small losses. If we were fishing, I'd give up the worm all day long. Just not giving up the rod and reel. You gonna come down and get us? Come down and get us.
Where's your entry?
For $36.50. Think I'm too cheap?
I don't know if I think it comes down that far. It's rolling down, but I mean that is a cheap buy. I mean, it won't hurt much.
You want to just roll into it now?
I'm getting a little jump in the gun feeling myself, but that's me. I don't know. I don't know. Just don't ask me.
But then it's my responsibility. What do you think I'm doing this? You guys are supposed to be making me money.
Well, if it hangs around that VPOC here, I'm thinking about in the next minute or so to short it coming into the open of M and being real fast on the trigger and risking the L high myself, but still want to be long. But
L high's here.
But the order flow has been to the downside, and I've noticed so many times the TPO will continue that in the next cycle, in the open, not guaranteed, but sometimes that happens.
L high.
Okay, I shorted 44 quarter. I'm risking 48 L high. And it might start running up there, though, before the time change.
Rusty golfer stopped out 3 times in a row and all 3 went his direction. Right direction, bad entries. Story of my life.
Oh,
yeah.
What's the delta for the period? For this period?
For this period alone, hang on a second, I can tell you. We are in L period. L period, negative 1,300.
Here we go.
Now we're in M.
It was negative delta and the bar closed
Mm-hmm.
closer to the high of the bar, right?
Mm-hmm. M delta's 50 plus.
Okay, I'm moving my stop down to 46.75, the M high.
I mean, now I'm only like in the 38.81 area.
38.81.
Yeah.
That's a
Like a
long.
hole.
It's a ways. Up here.
Yeah.
Oops. Well, we're just not going to move, are we?
I think they're sucking people in.
Okay, delta and M is now negative. Now it's
Okay.
now it just went. Now it just evened out. Oh, give me a break. I got my spammer back on YouTube. You out now?
Yeah, I moved my stop down, and I guess stopped out. I forgot at what price. I think 46 quarter, maybe. I forgot what it was. And I thought about shorting that L high,
Yeah.
the JKLR, because there's that one tick failure
Yeah,
type
that will
thing.
fill in there.
Yeah, and it didn't. And I don't know. Now I'm kind of all over the place. I'm thinking, yeah, buy the M open again. Trying to be real aware of my feelings, and I'm feeling like, FOMO, I'm missing.
M delta positive 150.
Excuse me.
Yeah, Dan, here is the link for the Zoom, if you'd prefer. This is the afternoon link. There's a different link for the morning ones, unfortunately. There's the link. All right. 235 and all's well.
Meandering around.
I still would have been stopped out if I hadn't moved my stop, so I'm glad I moved it closer. That's good.
I'm going to trim the loss a little bit, huh?
A little bit. Be interesting to know where everybody's from in here.
What's that?
It'd be interesting to know where people are from.
Yeah, well, where is everybody from here? I know we had somebody from France last one, I think.
Columbia, nice.
Anybody here from Jersey?
Seattle.
Caesar's from
Wyoming.
Columbia, Wyoming. Cayman Islands for another month, Steve Frischman. Nice.
Nice.
I'd like to know how the internet connection is there.
UK, land of the prime ministers. Yeah, we do have meta earnings at 4, just after 3. Pioneer Town, California.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Now in Massachusetts, Daniel is.
Oh, you said Meta's coming out?
Yeah, it's coming out after the close.
Is that NASDAQ?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bulgaria. Boston. New Yorker now in South Texas. Ottawa. New York. Mississippi. Tennessee. Texas. Sean from Texas now in Rotan Island. Australia. Throw a couple of shrimp on the bobby. Minnesota, Miami, Tennessee. Colorado now in Arizona. Keaton. Jersey. Kathy's from Jersey. Jacksonville, Florida. Rusty golfer. My spirit animal. Stanislaus from Lithuania. Eduardus is from Lithuania. My wife is part Lithuanian. Her maiden name is Delightus.
Her mermaid name or maiden name?
Her maiden name.
Oh, I thought you said. Sorry.
No, her mermaid name is Ariel.
I tell you, that's amazing though. We're all in real time, so far away. That's amazing.
Sweden, Connecticut, Albania. That's on the Adriatic, isn't it? Anybody get that reference? It's a Cheers reference.
Albania on the Adriatic. Adriatic is a Cheers reference?
Yes.
The TV show Cheers?
Yes. That's how old I am.
Oh, I used to watch that all the time. I don't know the reference though.
The old bartender. What'd they call him?
Oh yeah, Coach.
Coach. He was helping somebody with a class, and he says, "You gotta put everything down. You gotta sing it all in a song." So he starts singing, "Albania, Albania, you border on the Adriatic." For some reason, that has gone my whole life with me. So now I always know Albania borders on the Adriatic Sea.
Yeah.
I got that going for me, which is nice.
Easy way to remember.
Can't remember what I did yesterday.
All right, I'm gonna risk the M low and buy the M open at 44.5 right under the VPOC if it gets there again.
44 half.
The way it's popping,
I know, I feel it too.
I might have missed it. I'll risk the M low. Maybe a tick.
All right, come on, give us some love. I sang about Albania for you.
So my rationale is on that swing low and L, we've got a kind of a reversal pattern. The K is a low, then L is a lower low, then the M low is a higher low. And we've been so long, like there's been like a fight, and it just started to get the feel the bulls are starting to win. If it's not all rigged, but, there's just sellers are starting to give it up, and I'm not in this. I missed it so far.
The Adriatic is on the right side of Italy, between Italy and Eastern Europe. We're in. I listen to you, Ben. I have no responsibility for this.
Okay, where did you get in?
45 quarter.
Oh, I didn't get filled. I was at 44 half, but I
Yeah.
might get an opportunity here at 46 ish. Not too strong. 46, 40.
Ah,
You need to be
Okay.
careful here.
46.
Point of control
75.
came down.
yep. It's got 15 minutes to move back up. Get out and push. Michael D is telling me Todd Rundgren was on the Morning Joe this morning. Todd Rundgren's one of my old faves. I remember listening to that on AM radio on WLS.
I used to get WLS where I live. WLS.
Mm-hmm. Great.
Starting to want to move this entry up too. This is great. Where are we going to?
I don't know. I'm waiting for you.
Oh, well, there's a couple of stopping points. 51 is a pivot point, and the overnight high again is another reference point. You've got yesterday's volume point of control at 58. There's just like some targets possibly. It's a real expensive. I don't know where to run through everything.
We're going to serenade it higher. I hope I don't get in trouble for this.
Oh, on YouTube?
There we go. So good. Tom Fitz. Board? Board of Trade? Somebody asking if I knew Tom Fitz. Sean Fitzgerald. He's got a cousin.
Well, I'm stopping in at 51 quarter if it pops through there, but if it doesn't get me on a retracement. Excuse me. I'm going to stop in on 2 and take one off real quick at 52 quarter.
Tom Fitz. I knew my dad knew of Fitz, but my dad's, he's older. He's gone now, but I'm not sure if I knew Tom Fitz. I was mostly a mercantile exchange guy, Sean. We get my brother on here tomorrow. Well, tomorrow morning he'll probably be on. Well, let's see if my brother knew him because he was in the 30-year pit for a while. Mr. Donovan says a successful test of 38.53 looks good to 38.60. Well, let's get out and push. What are we waiting for?
I think we're going.
Keith, there's always the chance we don't go anywhere, right? Green is good. Okay. I'll bet you if they were grains, my dad knew them. If you see the forecasters, I got two of my dad's badges on my coat behind me. One from 1984 and one from the mid-60s. So I'm sure they knew each other. I remember my dad talking about Fitz. So no frozen orange juice. Nope.
I'm concerned with that weak low.
Yeah. Agree with you.
Where is exactly the location
I'm out.
of that point of control?
This has not been my...
That point of control is damn low. And we're running out of time here. I caught an uptick. Yeah, no, I didn't.
Well, I wouldn't let this turn into loss at this point because it went so far.
We're out.
That's true.
Yeah, it was an effort. It was your idea.
Well, at least I had one good idea. Unfortunately, it didn't work for me. So I'm looking at the regular trading hour daily bar. I'm wondering that we're not going to end with kind of a gravestone doji situation. Maybe that'll be the case.
What happens at 2:50 Central Time every day, guys?
Kind of goes nuts.
There's always a degree of adjustment that some of the bigger traders have to allocate cash. Sometimes it's a few million, sometimes it's a billion. Just depends on how much they have to do.
Now, how does that work? Like, what do you mean allocate cash? Like, they're in the futures and they need to get it out, or they need to take cash and put it in the futures?
Yes.
Okay, that's probably right.
Yes.
There's just so much behind the scenes I don't understand, you know?
There's always more. Just when you think you got it all figured out. Yeah, the hedging positions, allocating cash for the end of the day. There was a guy on the floor who was really kind of connected to what kind of cash they were going to have to allocate. And, you know, sometimes it works for you and sometimes it doesn't. You know, you may see $1 billion they have to sell and the market goes the other way. You know who knows a lot about this is John Doherty. We'll get him on here. Yeah, I'll see if he wants to come on tomorrow morning to talk about it, or in the next afternoon.
Now, is John Doherty the same as JD?
Yep.
Okay.
The dancing bear.
Yeah.
Why is it?
He worked for a prop firm or some other kind of firm or something, or what? What was his?
His dad was on the trading floor. His dad was a broker in the lumber pit. When I was a deck holder in the lumber pit, I was 19 years old. His dad was a broker in the lumber pit. We didn't know this until well after he started working at Top Step. But he's, you know, like everybody, he's traded. He's done all kinds of jobs. He was working at the time when I think he moved to Top Step for another kind of information company that seemed to have a kind of a finger on how much of an allocation they were going to be going after. Boy, we're just hanging around here. We got nothing going on. Everybody's waiting for Meta.
No, that's another thing I'd like to ask you, and maybe we're getting too late to talk about it too much, but you know, do you really pay a lot of attention to earnings and as far as informing what your trading is going to be? You know, so many times it comes out before the open or after the open, and how do you crank that in? And or do you have like a list of stocks that you concern yourself with? I mean, you always include it in the morning forecast. You include earnings to some degree.
Only like bigger ones that I'm interested in, or I think might have an effect on the markets that day. But am I actively trading on the releases or because of those releases? No. The chart in the middle here, Backer, is market profile, TPO chart.
It's a what? I'm sorry?
Somebody was asking on YouTube what the chart in the middle is. Market profile or TPO chart. You want to know more about it, Backer, come to group coaching Monday. And I can send you a little bit of an intro to it here. Let's see.
So when we was looking at market profile, there's a whole bunch of different day types.
Quiet. So here is a YouTube foundations thing. It's the basics of market profile.
It's the fourth
Hey.
week of trading foundations.
That sounds like me.
I got all my friends here. Eddie, good morning. How
Course.
are you?
There we go.
This might be a little early to ask you, but this is the third Make HOAG Money in a row, and you know, this is the new schedule, and you already have a pretty loaded schedule. How are you feeling?
I'm good. Keeps me going.
Yeah.
Keeps me going.
We don't want to burn you out.
Nah. No, I like to stay busy. You know, weekend, well, next week, I'll be out on Thursday and Friday and then the following Monday. So I'm going to get a little bit of time away. Dan Hodgman's going to be doing the forecast on those days. You guys haven't seen Dan in quite a while.
I've seen him he has a spot, but I haven't seen him do market forecast before.
Yeah, here's the link for you, Julian. Steven, I'm glad. If you like what we're doing here, tell your friends. If you don't like what we're doing here, tell me. jhoagland at topstep.com. What can we do better? Other than getting rid of the spam on YouTube. Why is it always adult dating? Isn't there any other spam out there like go to the library?
Right.
Check out my recipes.
Well, maybe they figure we all have lots of money to spend.
Well,
Or maybe traders have a real bad maybe traders have a reputation that's preceded them. I don't know.
well, I guess at, one point, you maybe, but 58 years old now, just give me a steak.
Oh, you're used to working orders there.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to get there.
Yeah.
We're about done here, so.
I think there's a way to
Exit.
see what's playing live on
Exit.
YouTube, and they just jump in there.
Yeah, probably. I wish there was some way I could like get rid of all of it. I can
It's kind
remove
of like
I can remove it, but all it lets me remove is the emojis.
on Telegram. I started to try to use it for like some groups and things like this, but then I started getting hit up by people that want me to buy into this crypto stuff. So now I always get a pretty girl like will send me some message and start chatting with me, and I'm not interested in crypto. It pretty much shuts them down right away. So there's the crypto people too. So it could be that. Oh, maybe we're gonna.
Steven, I don't always play that. I don't always trade the micro. This is Make HOAG Money, and these aren't necessarily my trade ideas. I'm relatively confident we're going to build this account over time and start adding more micros or start trading minis. But right now, we want it to be live. We're being cheap. You bet, Steven. How do we take advantage of the RTH reference in Globex session? Well, the RTH reference in any session is to me the more powerful information. It's because regular trading hours is when everybody's here, everybody's available to put an effect into the marketplace. You can see the volume down here is regular trading hours. Over here, it's overnight. So you're looking at overnight traders that are mostly shorter time frame, weaker hands traders. They're trading typically to mechanical levels. Mechanical levels are obvious levels. See, here we are. Finally, we get down here. Maybe we could have got filled. And that's it. All right. Well, that's going to be it for me, ladies and gentlemen. It's 3 o'clock. I got to get ready for the recap at 3:15. Join me. We'll take a look at what these markets did. Maybe a little bit of what happened in the news. Hey, at 3:35 today, we've got a newest funded trader interview out. This is somebody that we all, I think, would recognize from, group coaching and Make HOAG Money. He's a good trader. It's going to be a really good interview. I haven't heard it yet, but I understand it's really good. We find out how he finds his three-leg wildebeests. He just
Are you gonna tell us who it is, or we have to wait?
sits in the weeds and looks for three-legged wildebeest. His name's Ray Troundy. Some of you might recognize his name. I think he was in Make HOAG Money, or I don't know, something yesterday. It's hard for me to remember.
I like those interviews. They're interesting.
Good. I hope this is going to be a good one. I understand it's pretty good. So they told me to tell everybody, go check it out. Trade well, everybody. If I don't get the chance to see you this afternoon, maybe I'll see you tomorrow morning for the market forecast. Tomorrow's Thursday already. GDP tomorrow morning should be an interesting one. That's probably why we're hanging around here doing nothing. You didn't think of that. But thanks, Vince.
And
Thanks,
thank you.
thanks, Ben.
Thank you.
Pleasure to see everybody, and we'll talk to you later.
Bye bye.